We'll now look at how results from the thin-walled equation relate to those calculated using the more accurate Lemay's equation. We'll focus on the maximum hoop stress. In order to do so, we need to make a plot with this hoop stress maximum on the vertical axis. To normalize the stress on the vertical axis, we divide it by the internal pressure. A higher stress on the vertical axis means that a higher stress is obtained for a similar pressure. Note that the axis is displayed in a logarithmic scale in order to distinguish relative differences between the different calculation and methods. On the horizontal axis, we plot the outer radius divided by the inner radius. If we move to the right of the axis, the pipe wall thickness increases. If we would have a very thin wall, the ratio between inner and outer radius approaches 1, which is therefore the value where this axis starts. The first line we plot are the hoop stresses calculated by the thin-walled equation. As we would expect, that stresses are very high for very thin-walled pipes, and if we select thicker pipes for the same pressure, the hoop stress reduces. We now include the results from Lemay's equation for hoop stress. We again see that it shows high stress values for low wall thickness, which reduce as a thicker wall is used. The key takeaway here is that the thin-walled results diverge from Lemay's results for increasing thickness. For low wall thickness, the results are similar, but for thick pipes, the results differ substantially. In other words, there is a region of overlap between both methods, and a region where both results diverge. This means that the assumption of a constant through-the-wall stress only holds for thin-walled piping. Obviously, this is why it's called the thin-walled assumption in the first place. For higher thickness, the lines diverge. This means that the through-wall stress can no longer be assumed constant. Now, there is a subtlety we would like to address. The line for the thin-walled equation shown here was determined by using the inner diameter in the thin-walled equation. If we use the outer diameter, the result is a line that is closer to Lemay's results, but still diverging. It's also important to note that using the inner diameter provides lower stresses than Lemay, so it underestimates the stresses, while using the outer diameter gives higher values than Lemay. So this would slightly overestimate the actual stress. We could say that using the thin-walled relation using the outer diameter would provide conservative results. This means that the use of the more elaborate Lemay's equation could be avoided. Why then don't we use the simpler and more conservative thin-walled method using the outer diameter? There are two reasons for this. The first reason is that the thin-walled relation using the outer diameter is overly conservative. It overestimates the actual maximum stress within the pipe wall. In the graph, it does not seem like a lot, but when we look at the y-axis, we see that it is plotted in a logarithmic scale. So this small difference in the graph can amount to a significant relative difference between the two lines, which results in a significantly higher required wall thickness for your piping. On one hand, you could argue that being overly conservative increases the safety of your piping design. On the other hand, though, the increased minimum required wall thickness can drive up the cost of your piping. The second reason is that the thin-walled code stress is not conservative at higher thickness. When designing piping systems, according to a design code, you have to adhere to a certain code stress. This code stress typically lies between the thin-walled relations for the inner diameter and the outer diameter. Also, the code stress typically lies below Lemay's equation in the diverging region, meaning that the stress is underestimated for the code stress, making it non-conservative to use the thin-walled relation. This decreases the cost of a system, but could also make it unsafe to operate. So, for higher wall thicknesses, Lemay's equation should be used to determine the stress, as this provides the actual maximum stress that occurs within the pipe wall.